I hate mornings. I think we can all agree life would be better off without them. Just go from asleep to breakfast. When I wake up I always feel like a car with every light on, which makes sense because I feel like I got hit by a truck. I'll wake up as my eyelids open. I'll have to piss, shit, sneeze, cough, fart, eat and drink all at once. I'll be sneezing and farting while I'm trying to piss and starving while my ass is glued to the shitter. Then you'll finally get past all that, realize instead of being in a nice dream where you're cozy and can do what you want, now you have to get ready for whatever you need to do that day, which usually isn't something you want to do. In fact, I've had to deal with so many mornings where you wake up and instantly have to panic and frantically race around the house to get ready that whenever I wake up and see that 8 a.m. Sunday now, it kinda hits me with a little PTSD for a second. Like, oh shit, do I have to go unearth rocks and shovel dirt today? Do I have school, work, boot camp? What hell is it today? So now for the most part one try to sleep in when I can or change my schedule because I don't want to see that paranoia fuel morning sunlight again. So in my town growing up we had a bunch of urban legends. We were probably like every town that has urban legends, like there's a swimming pool under the gym, or if you flush every toilet in the school it'll explode, or whatever. In my town we had 3 big urban legends I remember hearing about. The first was about Dutchmasters. Now I don't smoke Dutchmasters, I don't really know who the hell does, I'm more of a Swisher and White Owl guy myself. But the rumor was that the police would stuff tiny listening devices into the plastic part of the blunt wraps, so once someone was smoking weed they catch them and presumably catch high-up drug dealers. But that raised a bunch of questions like, what were the odds a dealer buys Dutchmasters in the first place? Where is the US government allocating money from to make tiny transmitters in the packaging? And if you're going to bug blunt wraps, why on earth would you pick Dutchmasters? And to be honest, it still doesn't make sense. Moving on. When I was in high school there was a rumor going around that there was a secret code you could put in the old vending machines and it would empty out everything inside it. Now IDK if it was supposed to be a maintenance secret or some kind of hack, but we looked online and every single code we tried didn't work. Another myth busted, but the third one of our town ended up to be true. My friend showed me a picture of outside our local Chinese restaurant, and out back where no one could normally see were probably 5 small animal carcasses hanging on a clothesline. Now normally you'd think these were rabbits or chickens, but if that was the case there was, like, why are they twice as big as rabbits? Or if they're chickens, why do they have paws? I had been eating there for years and I haven't been back since. I don't know about most people, but I have recurring dreams all the time. The most common one I have almost daily I call the building. It started out as just this dark abandoned building that was always pitch dark and felt like something was chasing me around and down its staircases. I've had this dream almost 5 years now, and since then it has grown from a single building to almost an entire city next to the beach. I am pretty sure it started when my friend gave me some of the supplements he was taking called Five. Ever since I tried them I've been ending up there every night, at least until here recently. I don't really end up in the building itself too much anymore, but lately I find myself moving along its streets at night and walking through its woods. Another one I've been having lately, I'll be in a car with a bunch of people at night and we'll be driving over 100 miles an hour and the road will have crazy steep hills and sharp turns and drop-offs, and a lot of the times I'll go flying over a curve and then wake up. It's not really fun going time you sleep. I'd much rather be one of those people that can control their dreams, but I get the good dreams rarely. Hopefully one day it'll switch and I'll start having the same good dream 1,000 times, but until then I'll just have to wait. So, every once in a while I like to revisit some of my favorite old stuff from over the years. A lot of times I'll just get in a certain nostalgic mood, and usually the first thing I do is replay old games, and for me those games are Star Fox, Sphinx, Sly and Ratchet and Clank. I loved those games growing up, and now it's fun to revisit the old games I played as a kid and they still hold up in my opinion. Now another thing I revisit every few years is anime, and it's usually around the time I'm thinking about playing old games I start remembering all of the 30+ animes I've watched, and I'll revisit Soul Eater or Akame ga Kill, Tokyo Ghoul, Psycho Pass, Clannad, Future Diary. There's a whole bunch of good animes out there, and after I rewatch the old ones I've seen I'll find some new ones, check them out. The last thing I revisit every so often is YouTube series. Duralius and Associates comes to mind, old YouTube stick figure videos, and of course every once in a while it's nice to sit down and look at some of the fun times you had with the squad. Getting older sucks ass. I remember as a kid everyone was freaking out about getting older as time went on. After elementary school, middle school doesn't last that long, and before you know it you're in high school and almost an adult. As a kid, when you think about getting older, it's sad because you know it's going to happen and you're happy with how life is with your friends from school and playing games after you get home, and you don't want to be an adult and pay taxes and have to work some terrible job you hate and then get to where you can't even walk and die. And since or not long ago and just got consciousness, it really weighs on how you perceive the situation. But since you know it's coming, you just try to make the best of each day, and as you get older you get more freedom, which makes things better. You turn 13 and soon you've got a phone, then a car, and before you know it high school is over and most of the people you were in class with you never see again, and everyone goes their own way, even your friends. They move away, have kids and join the military, and you never see them again. But once you're an adult you can finally do whatever you want like you always wanted as a kid, even though you have responsibilities weighing heavy on you to get a job and figure out what you want to do with your life, and maybe have more than yourself to think of and take care of. And then you have to cherish every day again, because one day time will have passed quick again and you'll be too old to get around and do anything. So you gotta have fun when you're young, and even as you get older cherish and make the best out of each day, because one day that holds memories.